Hi, I'm Linda Leon, and on today's podcast we're going to be talking about creating your image. What is your image? That's the question that I would like to ask each one of you as you are going about your marketing efforts. And why is creating an image so important? It's important because that is what's going to follow you the entire time that you are publishing your works. And whatever image you start out with, that's the image you want to continue. And if you fall short of that image, it can cost you greatly. I mean, it really can. I've read stories of people who they had a particular image going forward, and then years later they got involved in some type of scandalous activity, and then all of a sudden their reputation is shot, and people really don't know who to define them by anymore because they presented one image one way, and then in actual character they were something different. And the thing that's so dangerous about that is that in the online community there's open exposure. So if you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing, it will come out. And you know, people will put you on scam reports and fraud alerts and things like that. So it's very, very important to set your image at the beginning and be who you really are. If you really are a calm and collected and cool person, then stick with that. If you're really a wild and open and crazy type, fun-loving person, then stick with that. But don't start one way and then end up another way, because that can damage your reputation, and that in turn will hinder your ability to sell books. And that's what you really want to do, is focus on book sales. So I'm just going to give you a quick little test to let you see that you can understand the process of understanding character and that image factor. So if I said the word Bill Cosby, what would be the first thing that came to your mind? Instantly. Instantly. What was the first thing that came? Most of you would say comedian. So that he's got that persona, that he's a funny, loving individual that's just full of jokes and has a serious side, but he's really a comic at heart. And that's what you're going to expect of him. And when you read his books or listen to his videos or his audio presentations, that's what you're expecting, no less than that. How about Dan Rather or Puff Daddy? They call him P. Diddy. I don't know who he is now, but Puff Daddy. I mean, you get an image. You do. Hip hop instantly comes to mind. Dr. Phil. What thoughts run through your mind when you consider Dr. Phil? If I said Stephen King, I mean that gives you a horror, you know, some type of scary image. These people have worked years crafting that particular brand of themselves, and they do a really good job of keeping that reputation. And everything that they do surrounds that particular brand. So what is it that you want represented about yourself with your book? What is it? What are the main characters that you want people to know about you? How are you going to interact with them based on the branding of yourself? You know, that image that you projected. How are you going to relate to them? Are you going to bring them out to seminars? Are you going to do speaking engagements? Are you going to be known for your interviewing purposes? How are you going to interact? See, everything that brand that you create does has to have a connection into something that you're doing in relationship to your book. So going back to Bill Cosby, he's not just being the comedian to be funny. Back in his heyday, he was doing it so that he could build an audience to come to his comedy shows and, you know, to purchase the things that he was selling. I mean, that was part of what he was doing. So it's the same thing with you and your book. When you present yourself in that manner, what's the end result? If you don't have an end result, then you're not properly branded. So you need to go back and figure out where you're going with this. Everything has to come to an end. And then what will you do to keep yourself connected with that audience? So begin to think of things that you can do. Can you start a blog that connects to them every week? Can you start a newsletter that will connect to them? Can you do something like a presentation that you do once a month just for your special niche market? You know, what is it that you're going to be doing that you can connect with them on a regular and ongoing basis? And this might seem like a simple concept, but it's not so easy when you think about all the things that you could be doing, and then just really have to hone in on the thing that you really, really want to do. Now, I'll tell you what I've done for myself in my branding. I want to be branded as a book marketing professional. So that's the title of my website. It's bookmarketingprofessionals.com. And to make sure that I'm staying in tune with that, I go back every few months or so and check how people are finding me online based on my keywords. So I try to make sure that it's in articles, that it's in press releases, that it's in my descriptions on my radio programs. If I'm doing a video presentation, whether it's for a client or for myself, I make sure that I put keywords in that. So everywhere, even when I do databases and I put my name into a database for an area that's in my profession, I make sure that I have those same keywords there. So there's a lot of keyword activity that I have pre-programmed into everything that I've done. And when you pull the list, and I brought it with me, it's amazing how people are finding me. And I've got 2 pages here. I'm going to show you. I've got 2 pages. And they're finding me under Book Marketing Professionals, bookmarketingprofessionals.com, MVP, Book Marketing Professionals, PR company dealing with professional marketing, Linda Leon, Book Marketing Professional, let's see, Book Marketing Professionals and Linda Leon, Book Marketing Pros, Book Marketing Pros for New Authors with Linda Leon. You see what I'm saying? So these are people who are finding me through searches, and everything they've got down here associated with me is Book Marketing Professional. So that's exactly what I'm branding. So when you do your analysis and your work, I mean, I just gave you a few of them here. I mean, and then they've got things like marketing for book professionals, media agency for book professionals, professional book marketing company, professional marketing books, professional marketing books with an S, promotions done professionally for book marketers. I mean, this list goes on, but it tells me I'm doing my job right. So that's what you need to be doing for yourself. You know, you need to make sure that when people find you, if you're the horror writer of the day, or if you're the health professional of the moment, or if you're the greatest romance novel, then it needs to be romance novel Sue Jones, prolific romantic writer Sue Jones, prolific romance writings. You know, all of these things, when you pull your name, they need to point back to you. So that's basically my tip for today. Make sure you're branding. Make sure you start off branding. Don't wait until you get midstream of your book to identify who you want to become. Know what you want to become from the start. Pick something. You know, for me, it's book marketing professional. I want to be known as a book pro. So that's how I target myself, and I keep track of it with my keyword searches, and you can do the same thing. So make up your mind what you want to be. Who do you want to be known for? And then make up your mind, once you set that image, how you're going to connect back to the people, and you've done your job. So thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this tip. I want you to write me any questions that you have. We'll try to answer them and get you some good information. And also, I encourage you to visit my website at bookmarketingprofessionals.com. Also take a look at my page of my upcoming books. Maybe by the time you watch this, they might be already out, but I want you to make sure that you are aware of Publishing and Publicity for Smart People is on the way, and so is Rockstar Marketing. So those are my 2 projects. And then I encourage you to listen to my podcast, which is Book That Author. It's been on for 3 years now. I have an audience that's growing weekly, and I would love you to be a part of that audience. So thank you so much for watching today, and I hope that you have a fabulous week, and look forward to meeting with you again really soon.